want to address something that I found, and I still find troubling. And it goes to the perception that DHS hadn't done its job. I remember doing some TV after the Detroit bomber, and DHS was criticized for letting the individual on the plane. And I think Secretary Napolitano was taking some heat, and I had to remind everybody that DHS does not gather information. They rely on the alphabet agencies to provide it. And if the State Department didn't give the information to DHS and Customs and Border Protection and give them reason not to put the person on a plane, then DHS should not be held accountable, but it seems from time to time they are. I think back to Fort Hood. There's been public revelation that the FBI, in two different venues, were aware that Hassan was emailing the radical cleric in Yemen. And DHS takes a little hit on that. Why didn't they do more? Well, I mean, frankly, that wasn't in DHS's spot. Somebody's going to ask a couple of the other agencies why they didn't do more. And then I'm going to go to your question with regard to Boston. I don't think that the FBI is on a speed dial arrangement with the Kremlin. And I'd like to know personally how often the Kremlin picks up the phone and says, we think you got a couple of terrorists in your mix. So I don't know how thorough the examination of that revelation was within the FBI. I'm not faulting the FBI. I just don't know whether or not the federal government generally, including the FBI, took Russian intelligence communication as seriously as it should have. There may have been other agencies that should have been involved. I think the response, as Congresswoman Harman said, to that incident was phenomenal. I mean, DHS didn't get the credit. I mean, there were grants that went out, there were training programs that went out. All that was done under DHS. But that's triage after the incident, and that's why information sharing is so critically important. And